Today I'm going to share with you a variety of work by artisan Jean Yingling. She achieved IGMA Fellow status in ceramics, and this little collection here gives a little bit of an assortment of styles. So this one is a more traditional painted little plate. I actually have quite a large set of this, not a complete set, but I'm working on it, and it beautifully shows her signature, J-E-Y, Jean Yingling. And this piece is a more unusual piece for her. It's in the Wedgwood style, and if you can see, it's just beautifully, delicately applied. I don't know whether it's, I guess it's some kind of slip probably, that makes the figures incredibly detailed, and again, very clearly signed on the bottom. So a Wedgwood style bowl by her. This piece is kind of fun. It's a large ginger jar in a Chinese style. I think it's what's called the scrolling peony design. And what amazes me is how the design is absolutely perfectly spaced around the whole piece. There's no obvious sort of start and stop point to it. So the actual mathematical calculation to do that amazes me. And then can you see on top there's a little figure, a little animal. Now I'm most familiar with these having food dogs on top of them, but this isn't. I'm not quite sure what it is. It almost makes me think of a beaver. But interestingly, I was recently at visiting Arundel Castle in England as a tourist, and they had some huge jars like this. A couple of them were about 3 feet tall, and they too had figures on top of them. A couple of them had food dogs, and one of them had an open-mouthed hippo. So obviously in real life there is variety in what kind of figures artists put on top. Now this is what's called a Monteith bowl. It's called a Monteith bowl because of this scalloping around the edge, and this design dates from the 17th century. And it was called a Monteith bowl because apparently a Scottish gentleman by the name of Monteith wore a cloak with this very distinctive scalloped bottom edge to it. So these bowls were named Monteith bowls after Mr. Monteith. The purpose of the scallops is actually very practical. What they're designed for was to cool wine glasses. So you would put iced water in the bowl, and then the wine glass would just go in like this, and the glass bit would be chilled. But if you had a whole number of the glasses going round, they would each have their own spot and wouldn't knock together and bang. Now this is a Francis Whitmore one that I put in, and obviously it's a little bit long for this actual bowl, but it gives you the idea of how the glasses would nestle in each of the scallops as they were cooled in the ice water. So that is actually what Monteith bowl is about. So there we have a variety of different kinds of work by IGMA Fellow Jean Yingling.